person. There's no dangerous man around you. And you're gonna join you. Look at what I did this whole time. Look at the whole time.
What's up?
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The time for talk is over as we are just mere moments away from the Super Bowl. Two teams now have a chance to prove they are the best. It's the Broncos going up against the Vikings. So the time has come. Let's send you out to the stadium and join the two men that will have the Super Bowl call. Here are Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Larry, they broke ground on this place in the year 2000, opened it in August of 2002, and it's been the home of this franchise ever since. Welcome to NRG Stadium in Houston. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here between the Denver Broncos and the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton, and it is our extreme privilege to be on hand for the Super Bowl. And I can't help but look down on this field, partner, and think about the history of this game and all the great players, all the great teams that have stood on the field for this moment. So special.
This game is so historic that while we call it the Super Bowl now, that wasn't even the name of the first couple. It's the AFL NFL World Championship game before the Super Bowl really took hold. And think about the Green Bay Packers winning the first two that got us kicked off and started towards where we are today.
And with the whole world watching, at the end of this game, at the end of tonight, one of these two sides, they get to etch their name in NFL immortality.
No doubt about it. They hold up the ultimate symbol of victory in this league, the Lombardi Trophy.
Trevor Siemian in. I don't know. Trevor Siemian. I'm still gonna win anyways. So watch out.
We begin the next half century of Super Bowls to a strobe of flashes. Super Bowl 51 from Houston is underway. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'7" quarterback out of Memphis. It's Paxton Lynch.
And there's no getting around it. When you first look at Paxton Lynch, you see his height. You see 6'7". You can't get past it. But don't think that he's immobile. This guy has great footwork, quick feet, and moves around really well. And when you think you got him hemmed in the pocket, he can escape in a big way and then beat you downfield with his arm.
They find some open field here. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll bring up a second down. A fake to Anderson, now it's Lynch. Surveying the field. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Throwing back across his body. Terrence Newman with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive. Pick six.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game, getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
Whoa, Manny sold her.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field.
Keeps playing like that because they won the Super Bowl MVP.
Throwing here, Lynch on first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Injured Paxton Lynch.
So a look at Paxton Lynch as he's slow to get up.
Yeah.
Remaining down after that play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. In the backfield is Anderson. Here's Simeon. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. So here's 3rd and 20, and with a long yardage, defense going with a nickel look. Now it's Simeon, and he will find his man for the first time, Demarius Thomas.
Yeah, lucky with that.
All the way home for a Broncos score. Demarius Thomas, 85 yards. And the Broncos are an extra point away from tying the football game. And Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is. They did run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was one of the big strong-arm guys that you see coming into the league. But his touch, decision-making, ability to make plays, that's why Teddy Bridgewater has a chance to be a top quarterback in the league.
A first down throw for Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and it's a second down. A first carry now for Adrian Peterson. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. 3rd down and 4. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
Trying to defend a drag route is really tough because you don't want to jump a route that's shorter or underneath as the drag route is too quickly, because oftentimes they want to run that route and then hit over the top of you for bigger yardage. So if you can chip off the timing of the receiver off the line of scrimmage so he can't actually get into the route, that's the best way to defend it. But there was no possibility of that on that play. End result, receiver won in a big way.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him. 2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs, and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gain, they can run that play on any down.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Here's Bridgewater, flushed out right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
That's complete, right around the 8. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Give him 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. On now is Kai Forbath to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And Forbath will put this one through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. And that field goal caps an 11-play drive.
That's a lot of offense to run to only get 3 points, but they'll take them. Anytime you can put anything on the board, you run to your sideline, somewhat happy.
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Broncos offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here, though, so some work to do.
But it's okay in terms of mindset. Because they scored the last time, they're not quite as worried about being down on the scoreboard because now their confidence is a little bit higher. They feel like they've got something going, and they feel like they can attack again and put more points on the board.
Are you scoreboard watching if you're the offense, or are you just focused on this drive?
We wouldn't be telling the truth if we said that they didn't scoreboard watch. Everyone does it to some extent.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. C.J. Anderson, 71 yards. And the Broncos have retaken the lead. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Broncos heading back out onto the field. And they did well down near the goal line last time, forcing him to settle for a short field goal.
And in today's day and age, settling for a field goal of that distance is amazing. You can get 3 points now, where it's going to give you only 1 point for the extra point, which will be a little bit longer. But they have to feel fantastic about only giving up 3 in that situation. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah, it could have. Now can they carry that over? Second down following the run.
The offensive line sucks.
The second down throw for Bridgewater. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
How you let that feed to lead?
Across the
You
45
like that?
before he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag, because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
He's got some space. First down, here's a run with Peterson. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
They always that changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, free safety was there, no gain. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
To throw, Bridgewater. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
There's a good push to the tight end, and I think they were looking at something out central casting, frankly.
Absolutely. I mean, size, the hands.
Speed. I mean, can flat out run. You put that whole package together, you light up the eyes of an offensive coordinator, don't you?
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space
looks
up
like
front,
you win the first half.
Really well done.
So 1 quarter down here in Super Bowl 51. 14-10 the score. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Snickers. You're off your game when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football.
We got to make a difference in the second quarter.
They come out here in the eye. They run again with Peterson. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. The All-Pro Von Miller there on the tackle. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. A 10th carry now for Peterson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the seemingly endless drive continues.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time. It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball,
that's going to be
and he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the free safety, Darian Stewart. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Emerson Griffin in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
You know what? I'm about
so
to
much
blitz
for
you,
setting
man.
the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Simeon now to throw. Deep drop. The 50-50 ball here, it's intercepted.
Yeah, let's go, man. Got him.
Oh, man, partner, this is something quarterbacks love to do, and that's outthink a quarterback. If you get a sense that they're going to throw a quick out route or a quick hitch, you can just lay back an extra yard or two, but then really put your foot in the turf and drive on the football. And here I think he baited the quarterback into the throw and made it pay off.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. For the evolution of the game and how these guys in plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in the bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. It's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
He was looking for Adam Thielen there, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Just stop.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing, Bridgewater. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. And ready for 3rd and 6. On 3rd down, Bridgewater. He's hit, and Bridgewater loses the football. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Come on,
With no
O-line.
running backs in the
Why don't
backfield
you
to help pass
protect me
protect
and stop
all the
doing
receivers in their patterns.
whatever.
It's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case,
I'm going to keep Simeon in check right
in the
now.
backfield. How many times when we see an incomplete pass, we just look at the receiver and
We
say,
can aim to a
should
field
have caught
goal,
that
that's
one. That was a
fine.
drop, and we just put it on the
We say
offense.
no down.
How about a little credit for the defense there? They just forced an incompletion.
Yeah, especially after starting in a tough spot defensively, but a good start there on first down.
That gave them a little extra confidence there, starting, as you said, in a tough spot and being able to make a play on first down.
Offense trying to avoid stalling out, facing a 3rd and 10. Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon.
Oh, get the
He lost the football. And
Yeah,
the
let's
possession
go.
is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, we may not
Oh,
see it
man.
on the big play sheet that they like to use, but
I
I bet
forgot
it's a big read on
that
the defense coordinator's
Paxton
face.
is the best
A
player,
corner blitz,
and I took
what we
him out
often
for
call
the
a
game,
cat
so I don't
blitz.
have to worry about
Usually they
him.
disguise it, Brandon.
Trevor Simeon can
You're
play
up
like
on
that
a
all he
receiver. It
wants
looks
to.
like you're good.
Nowhere to go.
Oh my!
He lost
Are
the
you
football.
kidding?
And now nothing but green
Wow,
ahead.
man.
And this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. Well, we certainly haven't seen many fumble returns for a touchdown in Super Bowl history, but there you go. What a play.
And just think about it.
I'm
We
definitely
always
not
talk
running
about the
another
best
play
playmakers make their biggest plays
Damn,
on the
working
biggest
for this
stage, and there's none bigger than in the Super Bowl. Remember Von Miller?
Yep.
Strip sack, knocked it free. I think Malik Jackson fell out for a touchdown. We've seen different plays like that throughout the Super Bowls.
And this defense has done this
We get the
all
ball
year
back,
long.
so I don't feel too shit.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble
We're
return.
not even in the touch.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
We were winning, and then
And
you
now
let
out
the lead
comes
go back.
Minnesota.
Like, whatever.
Here's Peterson as they begin on the ground. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph, and it's 3rd down.
Got to give some credit there, able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give him some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Bridgewater now. Incomplete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. Bridgewater now looking to throw on first. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A reminder coming up at the intermission. We'll get highlights of this Super Bowl from Larry Ridley and the crew in Orlando with our EA Sports halftime report. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Denver defense is smart.
Bridgewater again. This will be caught inside the 10.
There you go.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, 26 yards. And the Vikings are able to make this a close game again. They haven't fully climbed the mountain, but they've started the ascent here with that score.
I like that, right? I think they've left base camp now,
There you
okay?
go.
So they've started to move their way up the mountain. Long way to go, but at least they know it's manageable.
Now Forbath for the extra point. And he's got it to make this a 21-17 game.
Just gotta hold him up for this guy. That's the high.
Forbath to send it away now following the touchdown. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
You always hear about empty possessions. Some are worse than others. You got to
I got
possession,
Simeon
pump
in
the
check.
ball away, get yourself set to play defense. But when you turn it over, it changes momentum. And when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise it's going to be a long day for you.
Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And it's third down.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot him.
He was looking for Jordan Norwood that time. And fourth down coming up. On fourth down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And it'll be Viking football here as they take possession. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a fourth down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
They're indeed going for it. Bridgewater. And he's got Kyle Rudolph. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Peterson alone in the backfield. They go play action here on first down. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Throwing again, Bridgewater on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Still in search of the first down after that last completion. Third and short yardage, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of his first half of play.
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Vikings have looked decent here at the Super Bowl. The Broncos are in control when it comes to time of possession, but it's hard to say either side looks completely in control of this game to this point. All right, let's roll those moving pictures. Broncos opening the game on offense. Here the defense will come up with the pick. Newman's going to run it all the way back for the score, giving them an early lead. Third and long, out of the shotgun, pass will be completed, and he'll win the sprint to the end zone. The Broncos tied up at 7. Second and 2 coming up. Anderson's going to get loose thanks to great blocking. And this run goes for a touchdown. They're now on top by 4. Now following the fumble. The football is going to be up for grabs here. Following the 4th fumble. The ball will pop loose here. Broncos recover the ball and return it for a touchdown. The Broncos push their lead to 11. Vikings have it at the 27. Completion will be made here to a wide open man. And he's going to go 27 yards for the score. Closing that gap to 4. So that'll do it from here in Orlando. The second half of Super Bowl 51 still to come as we rejoin Brandon and Charles in Houston.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Now a play fake here on first down. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down. Well, before the broadcast, we were doing our tour around the playoffs and looking at different games. And Seattle and Detroit, we stopped on that one for a second. That should be an interesting matchup to watch.
It should be, and history all against Detroit. They've had one playoff win since 1957, and that was against Dallas the year they went to the NFC Championship game in 1991. Seattle, on the other hand, we know they are tried and true and tested. A couple of Super Bowl appearances, especially playing at home. The X factor there, Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett, pass rush, because I don't think Detroit can run the ball against Seattle.
And Detroit looking to play better. They've lost 3 straight. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
This is fielded at the 27. A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Thomas, the lone receiver, left. From midfield now, here's Lynch. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he's brought down. 15 yards through the air and a first down. A little tough on the secondary there. In zone defensively. Quarterback had time to survey and find a spot.
And if you want to change things up and put a little more pressure on him, you can go to man coverage. Everyone matches up and send him.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Anthony Barr in there to get him for his second sack of the night. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
Flush to his right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
Good.
Third down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Peterson alone in the backfield. They'll get the football here. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing left side here, and it's complete. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
It's a nice nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? No gain on the play there. Second down.
Well, he didn't make headway on that one, but he's had plenty of carries all night long. I just wonder if maybe he's a little bit tired from toting the rock that much.
The second down throw for Bridgewater. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller from his outside linebacker spot. He comes up to drop him for a loss of 10. Big sack on second down. Now the offense needs to convert here on third. Third and long for Bridgewater. And this is going to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And that brings up fourth down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And this will be taken at the 13. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. Now Lynch on first down. On the right side, caught by Green. A gain of 6 there on first.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
Sherrills to return it. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands. First and 10. First and 10, Bridgewater. Escaping the pressure right. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It'll be a gain of 8 yards, and that'll make it second down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Bridgewater now. And a quick throw here. That's complete. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. A first down throw for Bridgewater. And complete. Right side, the tight end Rudolph. Past the 20. And he's going to be taken down deep into Bronco territory. A big play there for Minnesota. 42 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. So nothing there, but maybe you blame that on the blocking.
Yeah, at some point, you've got to win at the point of attack. And on that play, that was all the defense. They made it happen.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. 6 plays got him down here. This is play number 7, 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal for Bridgewater. Dancing to his left. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Forbath will put this one through, and that'll bring him back within a point. All right, so this one's now back within a field goal, and if anybody tells you they see how this one's going to end, I'd have to say they're probably lying, Charles.
And this game's had more twists and turns than a good mystery novel. And I have a feeling we've got a few more twists and turns in store for us before they shake hands here.
They'll try and wind down some clock here with Anderson. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. As Chad Greenway in on the stop. 2nd down, 9 yards to go. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out. Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass. Wedge to throw. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Anthony Barr bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, you know, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free. Might have needed just one more block. As it stands, 37-yard return. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They run with Peterson. He's been busy tonight. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards on the pickup, and it'll give the Vikings a 1st down. I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut. And he's a guy that has some... And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Adrian Peterson, 15 yards. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points. And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer. Here we go now as we get set for a big 2-point conversion. Bridgewater will try and throw. That's caught at the 1. And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready. And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, you know, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 56 yards.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone.
If post pattern is often equated as a change-up route, how about when you throw it to your big guy down the center of the field? Covered or not, you have great confidence he's going to come down with the football. And when he does, as we just saw, long gains often result.
A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal. And this hasn't been the typical game, no doubt, for Emmanuel Sanders. They've really limited him.
He's one of those players that provides a real spark when he gets going. And when he does it, it's felt by the rest of the team, and they're feeling it in this one because right now they're trailing.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal.
But a spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't it?
To credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. Being chased, and he will score! Touchdown, Denver! Paxton Lynch taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Broncos have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter. And how about that, giving us our 5th lead change of the game? It's been back and forth.
No doubt about it. And right now, they're ahead, but they can't relax at all because if we've had 5 lead changes, I'm kind of betting on a 6th.
Yeah, we might see a 6th. So now a big play here as the Broncos will line up to go for 2. Lynch going to try and throw for it. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Adrian Peterson now getting ready to go again on offense. And these numbers showing up on the screen, that's why he's their star. They kept him down for a little bit, couldn't keep him down for a full 4 quarters.
But what they were hoping for was a half of the game. If they could have shut it down at the half, they had done their job. But as you mentioned, a full 4 quarters, and the best, they always feel like they're one run away from changing the momentum or breaking something big, and we're starting to see that here in the second half.
Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. Second down, Bridgewater. Left side caught by Diggs. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And leading here late, so a chance for the defense to really close out this game if they can halt the offense. First down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Von Miller in there to drop it for his 2nd sack now here tonight. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. Here's Bridgewater. It's complete to Diggs. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. 2 minutes to go in Super Bowl 51 from Houston. We're back to perhaps crown a champion after this. On 1st and 10, Bridgewater. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. Back to throw. And Diggs has it. And down inside the 15 he goes. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the 4th quarter.
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the... And now off to the races, down the right side. The 20, 10, 5, and he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there.
Give them 13 on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Vikings. And now they're in the hurry-up. Bridgewater to throw. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off.
It's just been one mistake after another on the offensive side of the ball. That's now 3 interceptions to go along with 2 fumbles for him. And if you're going to turn the ball over 5 times in the game, your chances to win have to be about 100 to 1. And it's not looking good for him here.
Here's Anderson. And he'll loot. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Lynch is going to throw it. Eluding the pressure right. And his throw here is incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defender's going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. I thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example.
And another timeout called by the Vikings now. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And look at this, it's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off.
Intentional grounding, offense.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. Bridgewater forced out to his left. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part 1 of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. Well, they got the ball in great field position. 1 play later, boom, end zone. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Time for this one final knee to put a bow on this title bout. And the Lombardi Trophy goes west, and it goes to the Denver Broncos, your Super Bowl champs. For the victors getting to hoist that Lombardi Trophy, you know, we've talked to guys that have done it, and they say there's no better feeling in sports.
I don't know how there can be. The journey to get to this game is incredible. And then to finally break through and win it when all eyes eyes are on this game alone because there's nothing else going on, that's just got to be absolutely amazing. The task, incredible. The accomplishment, forever.
And they end this year just how everybody wants to end the year, holding the Lombardi Trophy. What a season for them. What a ride it's been for us as well here in the booth. For Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you next season right here on EA Sports.